This is the final week of our fat loss transformation series. These past 12 weeks have been pretty chaotic and challenging for myself. There's a few hiccups, as you probably have already seen and noticed, and a lot of obstacles that came my way. But before I dive into the specifics, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Gabe, and I've put myself out there in being the case study on how we may be able to optimize our human performance and potential. And I used fat loss in my chapter of life to help demonstrate that in hopes that you can get some inspiration, motivation, or perhaps discipline to doing the same thing, if not better. So maintain your focus, because in this video, we're going to go over my stats, my overall results in summary, and what may come next. All right, so let's get straight into it. The average weight for this week is 185.3 pounds. Average waistline is 32.38. The average daily caloric intake is 1,844 calories. And the average steps for the week was 10,779. I kind of consider that to be just about low active or low to mid active. I want to say 12,000 is mid active, and then highly active is like 15 plus thousand steps per week. But as you can see, normally for a sedentary person, I'm literally close to 5,000 to 6,000 steps just going to the gym, and adding some cardio and deliberate walking has allowed me to have the range of 10,000 to 15,000 steps per week. For this week, you can see that the lowest weight reached, and actually I would say the entire fat loss 12-week fat loss series, I dropped to 183.8. There's some crazy fluctuations, and I think it has to do with some refeeds as well as some stressors kicking in here and there. But for right now, I definitely want to go over the cardio that I've been doing. And it's 2 high-intensity interval training sessions per week, which have 30 seconds on to 90-second rest. And this was either done on stationary bikes, elliptical, or hill sprints, as long as I hit the goal of 400 calories. And then I also did 2 low-intensity steady-state cardio sessions, also done on the elliptical with 140 beats, maybe more of 130 to 140 beats per minute, burning also 400 calories total. Now let's go ahead and move on to the results and summary. That's what you guys are really here for. So we started out roughly at 200 pounds. On average, reached 185 pounds in 12 weeks, resulting in a total loss of 15 pounds. My initial waistline was 36 inches, and now it's down to an average of 32 inches. That is 4 inches off my waist. And just to give you a visual, that's like this big right here. The overall goal was to drop 20 pounds, and since I lost approximately 15 pounds, that means I was short of 5 pounds. All right, so clearly I didn't hit goal. There's a good chance that the refeed filled my glycogen storage to where it spilled over, causing water retention and an overall increased weight. Additionally, it wasn't till week 11 in my last video, as I talked about, that I started going to the gym and lift heavier loads, which might mean that I'm using more variety, more movement, and that I'm gaining back some muscle size. Now, not muscle tissue, because I'm in a caloric deficit, but more of the muscle stimulus in bringing back my muscle memory. Being at a gym also means that I'm able to push harder and longer with various exercises and cardio modalities. So this is a plus. If I had started doing both the gym and cardio modalities a lot sooner, that would probably increase my chances of dropping weight faster. But also because I just threw in these new stimulus, it may also have increased my stressors. Now, of course, these are not excuses. I'm telling you like it is. These are not excuses on my part. And there is no evidence to these claims as well. They are just plausible variables to being this far off track. If anything, I'd guess I'm about 2 to 3 pounds heavier because of it. I do want to mention that I screwed up 2 to 4 weeks. I made some mistakes in calculations. I didn't hold tight in my diet, missed a few cardio sessions here and there. And, as you already know, if you've been watching these past 12 weeks in total of my videos, life just pretty much happened. There's a lot going on, and I think we can all relate. Working out from home, it's just not the same as the gym. Things were just different in terms of the variables that were thrown at me. And again, I wanted to see how I overcame them. And they were all in my control, and something I'm putting myself out there and saying that I need to work on in the future. But even with those ups and downs, I was still able to drop an average of 15 pounds. Now, does this mean I failed? Yes. In a word, fail in my world means first attempt in learning. To me, this was all new. I learned a lot about myself during this transformation, and I've never been quarantined nor trained from home this long. And truthfully, I've never really considered sharing my journey with anyone before. So that's a new experience in of itself. I consider myself to be somewhat private of a person, but I think I've understood that some people would appreciate knowing what it's like from a coach's perspective, or someone who is skilled in this field, on how to put themselves out there and demonstrating not only their competence but also their confidence, and instilling that into their followers. So that's one of the reasons why I did that. So this was really challenging. There's no way around it. This was really challenging for me, and it was a lot more challenging than I've ever imagined. But I will say that it's made me a bit more compassionate and understanding to those who are similar of age, or if not a little older, with injuries, limitations of their physical capabilities, additionally, who have a heavily sedentary lifestyle or just have a lot going on in their lives. So no, I didn't hit goal, but that's okay. I did do my best and am very pleased with it so far. Lastly, the data I've gained from this experience was tremendous. As you can see here with my physique and just putting all kinds of faces and being silly here, I gotta admit that I'm very, very glad that I made this decision, because, again, this is something I talk about often with my philosophy, and that is really to put yourself in those unusual, unfamiliar territory type experiences, because this is testing you, yourself, your entire being, and putting you into uncomfortable situations and seeing how you handle them. I think these are those types of experiences, for me at least, just being genuine with all of you. I'm very glad I put all my intentions and efforts towards this, and it feels very good. And I think some of you can relate to that feeling when you do something, you put in all your heart and effort, and you start to see the results. So if you did this and you made it this far, and you look somewhat leaner, or close to it, give yourself some credit for putting in the full intention and maximum effort. Like I said, this was all new to me, and putting myself out there was a risk. I know there's a ton of people out there who desire to lose weight, improve their performances and overall quality of life, but lack the skills, confidence, and motivation and support system to attaining their goals. So I hope that these videos and weekly check-ins find you well and help you normalize your situation, frustration, and challenges, or perhaps be a guide towards your goals, and ultimately to encourage you to test yourself, to test your might, because you will become much stronger, confident, courageous, and resilient for it. That concludes this video and the weekly check-ins. 2021 has been a major for me, but you know what? I came through, I finished strong. I wasn't where I wanted to be, but you know what? I wasn't too far off either. I consider that to still be a success, and I think we could just say that we're done here. However, the next question is, what's next? Well, since you stuck around this long, I'll share with you a little secret that I've been wanting to tell all of you for the longest time. I've always wanted to be a leader amongst the fiercest warriors of this country, and that is to become a commissioned officer of the United States Marine Corps. Now, there is no guarantee of this happening because of my age and past history of disabilities, but I am sharing with all of you that it's out there, that this is something I want to do, and I want to share it as my next chapter, again, as the case study in demonstrating to all of you that we truly have the ability to enhance and optimize our human performance and potential. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for supporting me my crazy ways and my journey in itself, and helping me be a better person for sure. And I really hope that this examples that I'm putting myself out there. I'm not great. I'm not perfect. You know, I have my challenges and whatnot that I'm working on. But again, I really want to emphasize here that being the change is extremely difficult. And essentially, by being the change, you are being a leader. And being a leader is a lonely path. It's scary. It's isolated. It's confusing. It's overwhelming. But I assure you, by putting forth each and every day of enhancing yourself and bettering yourself and being a better human being, period, it will pay off. So I look forward to seeing you in the next chapter.